Okay, everyone, welcome back to another Careless Minds episode. I'm Phil, your host. With me is Darren
Hello.
and Ryan.
How you doing?
How is everybody?
I'm great.
Nothing to complain about this week?
Um,
You're on the same seats with just a little bit of cushioning.
no, the cushion's really good. Got a sore toe. Don't understand why.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Ryan, I bet you any
I'm all good.
nothing not tired from last night's shenanigans? No? So today we are talking about evolution, natural selection, or survival of the fittest. As always, in Careless Minds, we start with Would You Rathers. I'm going to start with first one to you, Darren. Would you rather be a bald eagle or be a blue whale?
Bald eagle because they can fly.
Yeah, good point.
That-
Yeah. That's the only reason you just.
That's the
wanna
only
fly.
reason, yeah.
Yeah. Ryan, I bet you.
It's a tricky one. I do like the water and swimming and water-related stuff, but it'd be pretty cool if you could fly.
Yeah.
Especially if you were like bald eagle as well. They look pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think I'd go with the
You've
bald
been eagles
eagle.
on.
Yeah.
I think it's probably the obvious one, really. I'd go for the bald eagle too. Yeah. All right, and would you rather, Ryan, be reincarnated into an animal, but there is a high chance you could be hunted, farmed, or slaughtered by humans, or would you just rather not be reincarnated at all?
Would I be reincarnated with the thoughts and memories that I've got now?
No.
Well, then I suspect it doesn't really matter, does it? Because you wouldn't know any different.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Good point. Yeah.
I guess I'd pick to be reincarnated into an animal just for the sake of not ceasing to exist. But if you don't remember it, then
Well, let's say before you are actually this animal, you know what this animal is going to suffer. You just don't have the thoughts and memories that you do now.
can I choose which animal it is?
No, it's just random. But like I said, there's a high chance you could be slaughtered, farmed.
But I get told which animal I am.
Yeah.
Well, then it would all depend on which animal I am, whether I would choose to do that or not.
So you sort of do want to come back then. You want to be reincarnated, but
Yeah, I guess I would.
there's a good chance it won't be a pleasant life for you.
What do you mean by good chance it won't be a pleasant life? Do you mean the same odds as there is now for most animals, or a higher?
Yeah.
Well, then, yeah, I guess I'd do it. I
You
don't
can
think
be-
there's a high chance I would die.
Yeah, okay.
You can be a human and have a really crappy laugh, to be honest.
But you're going to be reincarnated into something random. Could be a human again, but there's quite a high
Yeah.
chance you could be an animal.
I'm just not bothered. I can't see that much. I can't see it being that bad, not ceasing to exist.
Right then, another similar question to our first one. Darren, would you rather be born with wings and have the ability to fly, or be able to fully breathe underwater?
Born with wings and have the ability to be able to fly. Although it would be pretty good to go underwater and see loads of shipwrecks and look for Atlantis or whatever.
You want to look for Atlantis?
Yeah, never know.
How about you, Ryan?
Flying. Oh, I've already been flying. I've been an eagle in the first one. So the second one, I'll choose the water. Be a merman.
Yeah.
Okay. Ryan, would you rather evolve to have longer arms or longer legs?
I guess it would depend what the benefits of them are. I've been evolved into this length for a reason. So if you started making things disproportionate, then things probably wouldn't work properly.
You could window clean without ladders if you had longer legs.
You could win the clean without ladders if you had longer arms.
That's true. That is true. But you have to weigh up which you'd rather have, Ryan.
I guess I'd go with the longer legs because, in theory, I suppose you'll be able to potentially move a bit faster. I'll be a bit more agile if you've got better legs.
What about if you're on a
It'd be more
plane
fun.
and you don't have an aisle seat?
I'd make sure I've got the longest legs in the world. I'll get whatever I want.
So you're going to pick longer legs?
Yeah.
How about you, Darren?
I think I've got longer legs. It means you can run fast, I would imagine.
True.
I mean, I've got quite long legs at the moment,
So you'd rather have even longer legs?
but
Yeah. You could tickle someone if you had longer arms.
that is very tempting, but I don't really go around tickling people.
You could steal
It's not really
someone's
my thing.
wallet.
I
You
know
wouldn't
that's what
realise
you
it's
would want. You dirty little thief.
Okay, then the next one. Darren, would you rather be able to read minds or move objects with your mind?
Oh, tough one. I'll probably go with moving objects because I imagine it might not be that great if you could read minds because you can know everybody's dark little secrets, which
That's a good
sounds
thing.
no, it sounds good.
Okay.
But you can learn what people think of you and you'll be self-conscious.
You could
But
change.
then again, dating will be much easier because you'll know if it's going well or going bad.
You can tell she likes you or not.
Yeah, but I could do loads of good party tricks and moving things with my mind.
So you're going to pick,
Yeah,
be able
move
to
things with my
telekinetically move
Yeah.
things with your mind rather than read minds.
I like to be like Magneto, move some cars.
Okay.
from First X-Men.
Can you choose which minds you read, or you just
Yeah.
read all minds all the time?
No, you can pick. Like, you stare at Darren in the face and you
You
can
didn't say
read his
that.
mind. Well, you know.
I thought you just hear loads of voices
Well,
in your
think
head.
about it. If you're going to move objects, you are picking to move that
I
object. So,
suppose.
read mind, you're picking which mind to read.
No.
Right, how about you?
That makes it more difficult.
Does it? Yeah.
Yeah. If you're just reading all minds all the time, that would get old pretty fast, I think. You wouldn't have any.
No, you can pick.
I think I'd still go with the moving things with my mind.
Okay. Ryan, would you rather not have opposable thumbs, but you get to live 20 years longer, or just stay how you are with your opposable
I'd rather
thumbs?
just stay how I am.
Yeah.
I find that a pretty stupid question.
Do
I'd
you think?
definitely stay as I am.
20 years longer down in this world. For
There'd be a lot of things you couldn't do.
true.
Yeah,
Like a
but
lot of things like you couldn't write with that pen.
yeah.
I'd figure it some way, but it wouldn't be very neat as it is now. Although I don't have neat writing anyway.
Just grab
but-
it like that.
I don't think that you could do it.
No, I reckon.
No.
Darren, would you rather be hairy all over or be completely bald?
Completely bald. Can wear a wig.
Completely bald all over. Not a
Just
hair
wear a
on your
wig.
body.
Yeah.
No beard, Darren. The beard goes.
It's like that.
Darren's only got the beard because he can't be bothered to shave it.
That's true, actually. Yeah. How about you, Ryan? I think I probably know your answer. Would you rather be bald?
I don't really care either way, to be honest with you. I guess bald.
Yeah.
You know,
Bit
I
of bald.
really don't care.
Yeah.
A lot of
I don't
people
really care, to tell you the truth.
getting our age, Phil, seem to be very self-conscious about hair loss and stuff like that.
I
But
suppose.
it's really just never interested me. I
You're not
couldn't care less whether I'm bald or I'm not bald.
I'm the same. I can't be bothered if I go grey. I can't be bothered if I go bald.
Yeah.
It's just
Probably a bit easier going
happens.
bald because you wouldn't need to fight around getting a haircut,
Yeah.
brushing your hair.
Certainly less
stuff.
time. You don't need to
Yeah.
wash your hair, for instance. You just put some soap in there and you're done. But yeah, okay. You're both in agreement. Ryan, would you rather be born without legs or born without arms?
Arms.
Born without arms.
Yeah,
Most definitely, yeah.
100%.
It's quite an obvious one, really.
Yeah.
But Darren, are you going to sway it the other way? Or
yeah, bound by arms.
born
You wouldn't be able
arms?
to move anywhere.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah,
very,
true.
very difficult to get anywhere without that.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk without.
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously you could use a wheelchair or whatever. And
Yeah.
It's no offence to anyone who's got a wheelchair. I'm sure they have a great life, but
Yeah.
I would imagine most people would find it easier to get around with legs. And
Yeah, okay.
although I don't get around that much, I do spend a lot of my time in my bedroom. So
And you need your arms, right, to play in Minecraft, for
Yeah.
instance, and
Good
drive.
point.
not long till we get like virtual reality stuff that'll read your mind. That I
Yeah.
won't need my arms, so
So you're
I'll
gonna,
hedge my bets.
you're both going to keep your legs and have no arms, right?
You have one
I
leg,
got
and
that.
one arm.
No.
On the same side or on different sides?
Yeah, would you have it opposing sides or the same side?
I
You
don't
could
know, a
pick.
bit difficult, wouldn't it?
Okay, then for the final Would You Rather for this podcast. Darren, would you rather own a genetically modified eagle that can pick you up with its claws and fly you to destinations of your choice? Or have an invisible pet monkey that could steal things from other people?
Always with the pilfering.
It's so
You see, when I saw this, and I thought, what would an invisible pet monkey do? And the only thing I could think of was it would be able to sort of sneak things for you, wouldn't it? And steal wallets and
That
things
is
from.
true.
Yeah.
I'll go for the eagle.
You want to fly? It's
Yeah.
a very fly-heavy podcast. This one already.
Yeah,
You don't want the invisible pet monkey.
no, because I think the monkey could turn on me as well.
You could do.
They're not very liable monkeys.
I suppose. Yeah. Round about you.
I'm not particularly interested in stealing from people, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, so I'm just going to go for the monkey. I would like it on the record that nothing said in this podcast can be used against Phil in a court of law.
I don't know about that.
No, there's no such thing as an invisible monkey yet.
Not that you know.
That's true. Actually, it could be with us in this room right now. We just don't know. Staring at us like the evil monkey from Family Guy. Yeah. Well, that ends our Would You Rathers for today. So we're going now to our fact or fiction. To our viewers who haven't listened before, and this is the first time you're listening, we're basically going to give a few facts to my co-hosts here, and they're going to determine whether they are in fact facts or whether I've completely made them up and they are fiction.
I think they'll figure that out.
Yeah, they'll probably figure it out. Obviously, it's about evolution, survival of the fittest, so they're all related to this type of topic, but we'll see if we can catch you out. So, fact or fiction, Ryan. A sea lion is the outcome when a dog has sexual relations with a fish.
that's quite a difficult one, Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to think about it.
Yeah, it's difficult. I think I'm gonna go with a very worry fiction on that one.
Fiction.
Yeah, it's
Darren, about you?
difficult.
That is an interesting theory, but I'm going to go with fiction.
You are both correct. It's obviously fiction. It's a cross between a starfish and a duck. No, kidding.
Didn't know
Okay. Darren, fact or fiction? The phrase survival of the fittest was coined by Charles Darwin himself.
that. I'm going to go with fiction.
That's a difficult one.
That is a really difficult one. I'm not sure. I don't think he would ask it if it was.
Well, yeah, could be catching you right there. How about you, Ryan? Did Charles Darwin coin the
Survival of
term?
the fittest seems more like a modern phrase, not something from the 1800s. I don't know why it seems that to me. I'm going to play it safe and go for fiction as
You're
well.
both going for fiction then?
Yeah.
You are both correct. It is fiction. Although it is associated with Darwin himself, it was actually coined by a biologist, Herbert Spencer, after reading Darwin's work.
That Herbert, always coming up with funky phrases.
Good
So
old
you're both
Herb.
correct. You're tying level pegging at 2-2 at the moment. So here we go. Next one. Ryan, fact or fiction? It is possible for certain types of mammals to lay eggs.
Mammals
Mm.
to lay eggs. It sounds like you would initially be going for fiction on that one, but as he put it in as a bit of a curveball, Darren, I think I'm going to go for fiction on that one.
Don't know about you?
I'm sure I remember hearing something about a mammal laying eggs, but it could be one of those random facts where I actually believe and it's not true.
You do watch a lot of films.
I'm sure I remember that David Attenborough mentioning it.
So you're going to go with fact or fiction?
I'll go with our Dave and go fact.
You're going to go with fact? Okay. It is actually a fact. You might kick yourself here, but the platypus is actually a well-known mammal that lays eggs.
Well known.
So
know lots of people with platypus.
Well, I know.
Just take
We've all
a
seen them.
platypus for a walk.
So the platypus is a mammal that lays eggs instead of giving birth, but it does produce milk for its young. These unusual mammals are categorised as monotremes and also include the echidna, which is like a sort of a spiky hedgehog from Australia. They're both found in Australia. So there's see, we're all learning today on today's evolutionary Careless Minds.
There you go, mate.
So,
Australia.
next question. Ryan, Darren is winning you by 1 point. I must let you know.
I'm aware of that, Phil. I can add up to 3.
3-2. I'm trying to build the tension for the podcast. So, next one. To create a polar bear, a Canadian brown bear must first mate with something white. Darren.
Fiction.
Okay, right, how about you?
False, definitely.
You're in fiction, right? You are in fact correct, both of you. It is fiction. Okay, Ryan, for the next question. The words Charles Darwin's theory of evolution is an anagram for oh ho, words verify natural selection. Fact or fiction?
Are you spelling oho?
0-0.
0011110111000.
I was actually given the binary code for O then, but yeah. It's OHHO.
I was going to try and attempt to sort of figure it out in my head, but I'm blatantly not smart enough to do that, so I'm just going to go with a random guess of fact.
Okay. Darren, how about you?
I think that's fiction.
You think that's fiction?
Yeah, I think so.
We've got a difference here, and Ryan is actually correct.
Oh.
It is an anagram. Well done, Ryan. Sorry, Darren, 0 point for you on that one. We are now level pegging 3-all. Darren, the animal most frequently mentioned in Darwin's Origin of Species is a pigeon. Fact or fiction?
I'd have thought it would be the ape, to be honest. But seeing as I've never actually read the book,
What's wrong with you?
Come on, Darren. I gave you homework yesterday and you did not do it. It's only 562 pages.
only, yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, thereabouts.
I'm going to go with another fiction on that.
Fiction?
I would imagine it would be the ape.
You think it's the ape? Okay. Ryan, how about you?
Really, I should play it safe with a fiction.
Okay.
'Cause it's the safe answer, isn't it? We're either both wrong or we're both right. But
Yeah.
I have a feeling, I don't know why I have this feeling, maybe it's something that's evolved in me over the years, Darren. Could be. But I have a feeling that this is a fact, so I'm going to go rock the boat, go out on a limb and potentially leave myself scuppered as we head into the final quarter of the fact or fiction. I'm going with fact.
Darren's gone with fiction, Ryan's gone with fact, and Ryan is correct. It was the pigeon that was most frequently mentioned in Darwin's Origin of Species. So one of the animals Darwin studied was actually the domestic rock pigeon, because he collected them back in the 1850s and attended various pigeon competitions. So that's why it's most commonly mentioned in his theory of evolution.
There you go, Darren. Learn something new every day. Phil's got a towel.
I've got a towel. I've got a poker face. Oh, not a good poker face. Okay, the next question. Ryan, pandas have opposable thumbs. Fact or fiction?
Pandas? I don't think I've ever seen a panda.
I've never seen a panda in real life. I've seen footage of a panda.
That's a tricky one, that. I don't know what to go with. You stumped me on that one.
See, we're all learning.
I'm thinking fiction, to be honest.
Okay. You going to go with that? You locking that in?
Fiction, but fact.
Ryan's changed it rapidly to a fact now, Darren.
It's a hard one, that. I'm just imagining them eating bamboo. I'm trying to remember how they eat bamboo.
Like this.
Yeah, that's the noise they make. And for our viewers, Ryan is holding it very correctly.
If he's holding it correctly, I'll go with fact.
Are you both going to go with fact?
Yeah.
You are both correct. It is a fact. Pandas do have opposable thumbs. Other animals include koalas, possums, gorillas, and certain species of frogs also have opposable thumbs. So the scores now so far are 5-4 to Ryan. Darren, you got to pick up the pace here, buddy.
I know.
Okay, Darren, for the next question. Fact or fiction? All humans develop a tail in the womb that eventually dissolves.
I know this one. It's fact.
Okay.
I don't know this one, but Darren seems very confident, so I'm going to join him on fact.
Going to go with fact?
Yeah, I probably should have said that.
I didn't actually know this one, but it is a fact that we do grow a tail, an evolutionary tail, but we don't need it anymore, and during the development in the womb and the fetus just dissolves the
You
tail.
still can feel it, really.
Yeah, I suppose you can, slightly. Yeah, some people can, more than others. Probably Darren's got a longer tail than us, but we need to have a look at that, Darren, after.
It wags when I'm happy.
What about sticking your fingers up your ass?
Like I said, everybody needs a hobby.
Okay, the next question. Ryan, fact or fiction? Men have one less rib than women.
Don't know a lot about it. I don't know what you call it. Biology?
Yeah.
The human physiology?
Biology, yeah. It also has something to do with religion as well.
Religion?
What
Have
does it
anything
cut
to
to
do
my-
with religion, actually.
Well, I mean,
Might have been mentioned
it's
somewhere
mentioned.
in some religious
It's mentioned.
study, but...
In the Bible, it's mentioned.
Well, Phil's a Bible scholar, if there ever has been one.
That's true.
Just sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But I don't know. I think he's added it in again as a trick question. I can't think whether he's added it in as a trick or a double trick. Trying to double both those, but I'm just going to go with fact.
Darren?
I watch a lot of Time Team, and they know from the skeleton that it's a man or a woman, just from the skeleton.
Okay.
So there's got to be a difference between them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's it, or is it just they've got bigger hips or whatever.
So what are you going with? Fact or fiction?
Men would usually be taller as well, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but you can find many that are smaller than women.
But generally speaking.
Like me and Phil used to know a girl who was taller than me.
Yeah.
Remember?
Women definitely have wider hips, though, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Please,
So I'm thinking that's probably how Tim Robbins and his gang actually know.
So you're going to say fact?
You know what? I'll take a big risk. I'm kind of doubting myself with doing this, but I'm going to say fact.
You're going to say fact?
Damn it.
So you're both saying fact?
Yeah.
I'm afraid you're both wrong. It's fiction. We all have equal amount of ribs, although some men and women have been known to have 12 pairs of ribs. You can also have 11 or 13, depending on inherited that gene from. But I'm afraid it's fiction. We all have equal amounts of ribs. So no scores for both of you there, I'm afraid.
I've been deceived by Time Team.
Yes, he has deceived you, Darren. Current scores, 5 points to Darren, 6 points to Ryan. Okay, next question. Darren, fact or fiction? Charles Darwin believed in God.
I think that's a fact.
You
A lot of people in the 19th century believed in God.
going to say fact?
Yeah, and I think he did as well.
Okay, Ryan, over to you.
Yeah, I'm going to go with fact as well.
Fact. Yep, you're both correct. It's a fact. Although he was a true believer in his evolution theory, Darwin did still believe in God when he wrote The Origin of Species in 1859. Though denying that God had a direct hand in creating species, he did nonetheless indicate that God created the natural laws of the cosmos, including the laws of evolutionary development. So he did believe in God. Final question now. Ryan, you've got 7 points. Darren, you've got 6 points. You're going to have to do something about this, Darren, if you want to tie. Keep your dignity, or Ryan could just steal the lead.
You did so well last week as well.
I know.
You did, Darren.
It's not over till the fat lady sings, Darren. And your mum is not singing yet. So.
It's a tricky one, this one. Ryan, it is predicted that in the future, humans will evolve to have a weaker immune system. Fact or fiction?
I do think we will grow into having a weaker immune system, but I'm not sure I would class it as evolution.
Well,
I'm going to go with fact.
Darren?
I agree with everything Ryan said on that, because in the Stone Ages you didn't see cavemen getting hay fever, just sneezing all the time and whatnot.
I suppose.
Man, you don't really see cavemen, but
Ones
you know what I
I've
mean.
met don't have hay fever.
No. And the footage I've seen, the grainy black and white footage, I've never seen them sneezing. So I'm going to go with fact on that.
I must warn you, by going by fact, you just automatically lose. You could
I know,
win
but
if you go. No.
I honestly think it is a fact.
Do you think it's fact? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you both locked in your answers. I can't take it back, I'm afraid. But you are correct, both of you. It is a fact. As humans become more and more dependent upon medication for survival, antibiotics, things like that, we can expect the human immune system to slowly weaken over an evolutionary period. So you're both correct. But Darren, I'm afraid you do lose there. 7 points to Darren and 8 points to Ryan. Ryan is the victor.
GG.
Ryan, you may commence a celebratory dance. There you go. Darren, how does that make you feel?
A bit depressed, but his dancing really did it for me.
Okay.
So
So that ends our fact or fiction. Darren, better luck next time. You're gonna have to do some studying, Darren, on the topics that we give you.
I
48
lost
hours
by
before.
one.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
It's not that bad.
True.
Just think, Darren, in 2 weeks, when you're back up against Phil, you will be starting with an additional advantage. on
Yeah.
that
Oh,
podcast.
yeah.
You have a negative
Completely
point.
forgot about that.
Yeah, that's true. I'll still win it, though, don't worry. I'll do my research. Right, can we have a topic?
Depends what it's about. If it is about Pokemon, then you probably
Yeah.
would win.
I will warn you, Darren, the topic is skateboarding and skateboarding-related paraphernalia.
I'm going to win!
So that ends our fact or fiction for this week. Next on Careless Minds, we've got the new topic that was introduced last week, Phil's theories. So in this part of the podcast, we discuss my theories of how life should be lived, maybe what I think's going on, maybe some conspiracy theories that I believe in, that these two just seem to completely disagree with me about. And I'd like to just make our audiences aware. Maybe I can spread the word via the radio waves or the internet and see what you think. It's not actually about evolution, this one. I couldn't really think about anything that I have a theory on that isn't already true. So we're going to go with buying a house, having a mortgage. I want your opinion, whether you think I'm right or wrong, or whether you think it's stupid. And so here we go. So we all know what happens nowadays. People, they're born, they grow up, they have a job, and they tend to get a mortgage. They tend to buy a house and they think that this is theirs to keep and it's a good thing to do. I personally don't think that is necessarily the right thing to do. We are talking about mortgages, and I'll tell you my theory. I don't understand the point in actually buying a house if you're going to take out a mortgage. We're going to buy a house now for £100,000. We're just going to round it off. A nice easy number, £100,000. It's going to be a 30-year mortgage, okay? And over that 30 years mortgage, the house is going to value by, what, shall we say 30,000, 40,000? You'd be pretty lucky to have a bit more than that, really, over that 30-year period. So people always say, oh, I only bought it for 100,000 and it's worth £130,000 now. And you think, great, that is a profit of 30,000. It was worthwhile buying that house because you've earned 30,000. But they never seem to tell you how much they've actually paid back in interest over 30 years. People always look at the numbers that are clearly in front of them. A £100,000 house, it's worth £130,000. Yeah? But I'll tell you now, interest rate at 3% over 30 years on a £100,000 mortgage, you're going to pay £250 per month interest. Doesn't seem a lot. But over 30 years, that is a total of £89,953 worth of interest. So let's deduct the 30,000 profit that you've just made. That doesn't leave you in profit. It actually leaves you in a large negative. So I want your opinion. Is there any point in buying a mortgage when you're paying back so much? I know you get a house at the end of it, but in 20 years, you could save up £100,000 quite easily if you had the willpower.
How much would you be paying in rent in those 30 years?
That is true, but you could live, not uncomfortably, but in a smaller house, paying less rent.
A minimum amount of rent that you'd be paying, at least where we live, for a small dump, it's going to be more than £250 a month. Almost, in some cases, probably double it, even for like a one-bedroom place. You're not going to be getting anything much cheaper than £300 or £400.
Yeah.
So you've essentially wasted more money renting than what you would have paid in interest by a considerable margin.
Let's not forget, though, you're not just paying £250 a month. That's the interest. So you're paying a lot more than £250 a month.
I know people who only pay £400 to £450.
Yeah,
mortgage.
But they'll have a long mortgage with probably a high interest rate as well, probably. But yeah, Darren, have you ever thought about it? Has it ever made you think? Because you actually want to buy a house, don't you?
I'm really bad with this kind of stuff. I'm not good with that.
So my question to you, Phil, is: do you think it's worth wasting more money in rent to buy a house outright?
No, I don't. Rent is dead money. We all know that. But I'm well prepared to lay low a little bit and buy a house outright in 10 years, 15 years is my approximate tally. So I don't need to pay this £89,900, almost £90,000 to a company that
But you're forgetting, like, some people need bigger houses because they've got larger families.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like they've got like 3 kids running around.
Yeah,
you can't really live in a flat, can you?
Well, they'll pay even more interest as well.
What are you doing in the next 15 years then? What do you mean by lay low, Phil?
Well,
lay low, do a Grand Theft Auto.
No. I'm
you're going out of the country, just make sure they don't find you.
My plan is to live at home for just a short while now and live off the grid for the next 15 years. It sounds stupid, honestly.
It does really sound stupid.
No podcast at your house, Phil. Off the grid.
I'm still going to have electric, but it's going to be a generator. So I'm just going to live simply.
Skyrocket.
Well, then it's just nothing. I can't control that, can I? That's just a risk I'm willing to take. But my only other thing in this is mortgages have been around for a long time now, over 100 years, let's say. Yeah, but none of us have inherited a house. Why haven't we inherited a house? Your mum, for instance, hasn't inherited a house.
No, because her parents are still alive.
Yeah,
Where's she inheriting a house from?
But
just one of her mates.
What about
have this house?
What about
Happy birthday?
What about her parents? They're not 100 years old. Why haven't
The
they
parents'
inherited a house?
parents?
Yeah.
Well, because her parents lived in a farm in Poland.
Right.
They're the people who live in Poland and inherited the farm.
Yeah. Okay.
The house.
For me, it just seems like it's not a conspiracy thing, but like trickery. Like, we're made to believe that we're the ones really benefiting from this, but really in the background, it's a ploy to get more money for the businesses in charge, really. It's not...
No doubt that's the case, but the options living off the grid sounds real shit.
Do you think? Yeah.
My uncle inherited a house from my grandmother.
Yeah, some people do, but what I'm saying is it's been over 100 years now. That's more than one lifespan. Not our lifespan, the one before us.
Yeah.
But none of us have inherited a house. Not even our parents.
Oh,
Has
my
your
uncle.
dad inherited?
My uncle.
Okay. Well, yeah, your uncle. That's one.
Yeah,
off,
but
one off.
they inherit it from the eldest in the family. My dad's the youngest in his family. My mum's the middle child.
Yeah. Okay.
So my Uncle Martin inherited my grandmother's house.
Okay.
And my Aunt Ellen, she inherited my grandparents' house on the other side. So they did inherit houses. It's just their parents didn't because they were the youngest child or the middle child.
Yeah. It does make it
My dad's
different.
also going to inherit his mum's house.
Yeah.
He's in the will to inherit that when she passes away. And
Yeah. Okay.
my uncle's going to inherit my granddad.
Well, which leads me on to my next final bit for this. What happens when there's no more houses to buy?
There will always be houses to buy because they keep on building them.
But I know, I mean, they're going to eventually have to build up. But let's just say everybody's inherited a house. there'll be no mortgages left. Nobody would need a mortgage.
No, because the people
Your
would be
parents.
moving from city to city to different countries.
Mm.
And you always need houses for people coming from abroad who's moving here. So you need
Yeah.
somewhere to put them. So you need to build a house for them. And if you're having a family as well, you're getting more family members.
Okay.
So you're popping out more kids.
Yeah.
Definitely, you got to think about the families are bigger. So
Yeah.
if both of your parents own a house and they have 3 kids,
Yeah.
the house can't.
They have to split it 3 ways.
You
I know
either
that,
have to
yeah.
split it 3 ways or they give it to one of them. So there's 2 people without a house.
Mm.
Those 3 kids have 2 kids.
Yeah, yeah. With population increase, yeah, it does make sense
One
when
house
when you say
isn't
it.
enough for a family, is it?
No.
No, I don't know. I just think bit of a con, the mortgage thing.
It's definitely set
I
up
know
as a
what you
system
mean.
to profit
Yeah.
the banks rather than anybody else.
More than
but-
us, way more than us. Yeah, but there's nothing we can do about it. Oh, well, there is something you can do
yeah.
about it. You've got to be strong-willed and you've got to think outside the box.
Live in a
But
tent in a crummy field with a petrol generator.
Yeah, I think you're going to hate that.
I think I'll
You're
go with
going
it.
to...
I think,
No, I don't think
he's
you're
going to
like
absolutely hate it, but he's so stubborn that he won't let anybody know that he hates it. Like,
That's a
oh,
good
it's
point.
brilliant, this tent. Look, my feet stink. I'm filthy. My bed's wet through, but it's brilliant, honest.
Squirrels everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just I'm tired of people saying to me like, I bought a house for 200,000 and it's worth 230,000 now. Brilliant. But I just look at them and go, you bought it for 200,000, but you've not paid 200,000 for it. You've paid blooming 300 to 400,000 for it. So it's not a profit.
What do you do if you got your girlfriend pregnant, though? Then you can't live off the grid then. You're going to have to get a house then. 'Cause
Circumstances
it's going
at
to
the
be
moment.
very difficult to live off the grid with a child.
Do you think? I don't know. Have you seen some?
You would get your child taken away from you if you tried to live off the grid with a child and anybody in authority found out about it.
When I say live off the grid, I'm not in a mud hut, you know. I would buy a little plot of land and build a good size house on
Land's
it.
not
you know.
cheap.
Yeah,
I
that's
understand
really
land.
expensive.
I understand land's not cheap, but I don't have to buy the house on it. I would be building the house slowly.
Why
you know.
not just become a gypsy?
Oh, it could be. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It just seems like a nice, quaint life. So,
Mm.
no,
Not for me, personally.
not for you. You don't want to come live with in the
Some,
woods.
some hippies that would love it, but I'm not one of them.
I do see his point. I do see the appeal in living off the grid.
Do you?
I do.
No
'cause
Game
it's-
of Thrones living off the
I
grid.
know,
are you?
because it's like it's a sense of freedom. But and I think you're definitely going to miss the things of 21st century living.
I am going to have electric. I'm
Yeah,
going to have
but
water.
it's going to be completely different. It's going to be like living in a campsite all the time, which is good. Being in a campsite is fun,
For
but
like a week.
only for a week. Yeah, if you're living there for a whole year, you're going to end up hating it.
I don't know. I don't want to be tricked into the mortgage thing. And,
It's not
and
really a
that's it.
trick, is it? Anybody with any measure of intelligence knows the system is set up to profit the bankers. You ultimately are not going into it because it's a sweet deal, but you need a place to live, and buying a house is the most sensible option in comparison to renting for the rest of your life. For most people, I'm sure there are some people out there whose circumstances warrant renting as being better for them,
Beneficial.
whether it's short term or long term. Nobody in the right mind would prefer living off the grid to either renting or... I don't think so. I'm sure there's people who live off the grid, as you call it, and have wonderful lives. What I mean by that is, personally, and I think most people I know wouldn't enjoy living off the grid.
Right.
They're
Okay.
used to more comfortable life, things being a little bit easier, not bashing your clothes in the local river with rocks, trying to clean them off.
So I think that'd be quite peaceful, quite pleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with Darren. I think it'd be sweet for like a week with all your mates, like camping. Camping's great. I love camping. It's one of the things that I do feel that I don't do enough. I love going camping for like a long weekend or maybe a week at a push. But someone said, "Oh, do you want to go camping for 7 years?" I'd go, "No."
No. Yeah, but my plan is to live off the grid for a short while, still work so that I'm saving the money to buy a house outright and I don't need to pay this. It's almost double the house, basically. It's quite close to double the house value is what you're going to be paying.
You are borrowing a lot of money off them. They have
Yeah.
it's a high risk for them a lot of the time as well.
Yeah, yeah. See, I think the trick is in the percentage. You don't really understand it till you really read about what that 3% is. You think 3% of 100,000 is not a great deal, but it's not 3%. So it's 3% of the total house
I don't know.
per year. It's something like that.
Interest rates
and
you
it's,
could calculate.
yeah.
Don't look at me, I don't know anything about all this.
Why can't they put the actual percentage rate there? You know, it's 85%.
Because the percentage rates change, don't they? Most people don't get a fixed term percentage rate for the entirety of the market.
No, you're right. I know.
It will go up and it will go down. Ultimately, it's irrelevant. You've got to pay your interest as well, and that, whether it's 80,000, 90,000, 100,000.
Yeah. Okay.
The interest has got to be paid if you want the loan.
Yeah,
it's essentially a loan, isn't it?
True. Well, you've swayed me a little bit, you know, maybe understand it a little bit more, but I'm still going to try it and still see what goes.
In a few weeks, guys, when you listen to the podcast, if you start hearing birds in the background and running water, if I've got quite a good microphone, then you'll know Phil's living off the grid. And I, although will sound really cheery, will be very miserable because I'll be in a cold tent somewhere.
I'm not going with you guys, so I'm just going to stay at home.
This is Darren's final.
I'll find something else, Nick.
Okay, so that ends Phil's theories. I still haven't managed to sway you, to persuade you about my ways of life this time. Maybe next time.
Maybe.
Doubtful.
Maybe.
I've got a good one for the next one, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay, for the next part on Careless Minds, we go to our Area 52. We're going to mix it up a little bit and bring sort of natural selection into this one. Here's the story. Mother Nature is brewing up her usual pot of mysteries, where she creates every creation imaginable. But she's allowing my two co-hosts and myself to throw out one antic, a pet peeve, an annoyance, or even a direct object or a person that really irritates us. And by doing this, Mother Nature can create a better place for us all to live in. Symbiotic harmony, Darren. What would you like to throw into Area 52 or Mother Nature's brewing pot? Darren?
I want to throw myself in.
You want to throw yourself in? Why?
Yeah. I don't know, I get annoyed with myself. I'm trying to learn French because I've been seeing someone who's from a French-speaking country.
Okay.
And it's just not going in.
It's not going in?
That's what she
said.
Are you trying to get...
I like to be a better person. I don't think I'm good enough.
You don't think you're the best person you can be, so you want to throw yourself in?
Yeah, I want to throw myself in.
I think you're selling yourself short there a little bit, Darren. Languages are quite difficult for a lot of people.
Yeah. I don't know any.
I'm not intelligent enough as well.
I can't even speak English that well.
Yeah, I can't speak English that well.
You're not going for a sympathy vote here, so our viewers think, oh, I really like that Darren, he's dead cute.
No.
No?
No, it's just the one that came into my head.
So you want to throw yourself in?
Yeah, I'm going to throw myself in.
Me and Ryan have to come up with a argument here, Darren, why you should or shouldn't be put into Area 52. So tell us, other than you not being able to speak a second language,
I think what we've got to realise, guys, is this is a fast rule that encompasses everybody on the planet. Darren is now saying anybody who doesn't speak a second language.
No, it's not just because I don't speak a different language. Many things I just
Go on then,
can't stand about myself.
Give me 5 things that we think you should be thrown in for. So you've already said
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you like Game of Thrones, Darren. That's one. So far you're going.
Okay. I don't have much common sense. I do really stupid things.
Okay, we all do stupid things, Darren.
Some of us more than others.
Yeah,
for those listening, that was a very poignant loop towards Philip over there.
Come on, give me some more. Tell me why you don't deserve to be in this world and deserve to be thrown into a black hole.
Strange voice.
Okay.
Which is weird for me doing podcasts, but
initially I think you've picked 3 things that almost everybody can relate to in some way, so you're going to have to mix it up a bit.
I can't speak another language fluently.
Yeah.
I don't really have much common sense, really. Sometimes I do. It's sort of an on-off switch for me.
No,
Today I've got loads of common sense,
Phil
but tomorrow...
is one of the people I know with the least amount of common sense.
That is true.
Okay,
I'm still going to put myself in.
Ryan, what do you reckon?
I don't agree
No?
that any of those reasons are worthy for someone to be thrown in, because I think I would have to go in as well, unfortunately. So whether Darren actually has any real reasons on why he should or shouldn't go in, on the evidence presented to me today, I will have to deny his application to be thrown into the pit of doom.
Okay, Area 52.
It seemed like such a nice place.
Darren, Careless Minds wouldn't be Careless Minds without you.
Oh,
so that's one.
That's
Getting all soppy now. Ryan, do you want a tissue? You're alright, you let you tearing up a little bit.
No,
you okay?
I'll power through it.
Okay. I mean, we all have negativities about ourselves.
Well, I don't really have
Well,
any negative
Yeah,
qualities.
Ryan was
Yeah,
born
it's
perfect and
Sure, he
pure.
was.
but,
See a
yeah.
halo across his head, or is it just dandruff?
I mean, Superman was written because of Ryan,
I
well
agree,
before his
yeah.
birth, but they just predicted that he would be born in Wigan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, but no, I don't think so.
Okay.
Darren. You might not feel yourself worthy, but you're doing a good job. You're working, you're driving,
Okay.
you're entertaining yourself as well as others. We just got to get you eating well. That's all, Darren.
Okay.
Yeah, microwave pizzas and
Nothing
pie
wrong
and
with
chips.
market pizzas and pie and chips.
So, Darren, I'm afraid both of us are denying you
Okay.
into Area 52. You are going to be in there, and we'll make the perfect human being.
Okay.
Ryan, how about you?
I think calling him perfect's a little bit.
I am
Well,
perfect.
Let's chill it down a little
Right,
bit.
all
guys.
right, we'll just make a human being.
There's only one perfect person at this table, and he's not sat at the
Just
middle.
me.
How about you,
Right.
Ryan?
Mine is potentially a little bit controversial. It's something that really gets on my nerves, so I want to attempt to throw it in there. I want to throw in rain at a specific time.
Okay.
Yeah, so other times it can rain. This one time it can't rain. The one time I really hate rain when you're travelling somewhere.
Okay.
You're travelling somewhere in the car, or walking would be even worse, but when it's like really, you're on the motorway, it's heavy rain, it's miserable, you can't see, there's wagons in front of you spraying everywhere.
Okay.
Just makes you feel really depressed.
Okay.
Whether you're going somewhere you want to go, or you're coming back from somewhere that you was fun, or you're going back home that would be fun. The general rain when you're travelling, it just gets me really depressed, and I don't like it, and I want to throw it in there.
You want to throw rain in? Darren?
I see his point. Like, if you're walking somewhere,
Yeah,
but I don't mind it when I'm driving. It doesn't bother me. But yeah, I agree.
You agree?
Especially if you're walking and it's pouring down. It's not pleasant.
Okay. None of us like rain, let's be honest.
I don't mind it. I tell you, one of the joys in life is actually lying in bed listening to the rain hitting your window.
Yeah. The only thing is, we're throwing rain in general in here.
No, at a certain time.
Oh,
Rain
at a certain time.
when you're travelling.
Oh, okay. Okay, fine then. I was going to say no because plants wouldn't grow and we'd just die.
Yeah.
But
Well, I would have much expected Darren to come up with that thing. But I understand we need rain. It's not a really very serious one this week. Travelling in the rain sucks.
Yeah,
Nobody
true.
likes it unless you're a weirdo.
yeah.
And it should be banished from existence.
I don't mind driving in the rain. That
You
doesn't
hate
bother
it,
me.
Darren. You hate it.
Yeah.
Listen,
You
I
can't
know
see.
better than you.
Your
What
windows-
And my window is halfway down. I still don't mind it.
Darren's window's halfway down because he broke it. Windows are steaming up. You don't like the rain in the car, don't you?
No, I tell you what I hate more though.
What?
The frost and when it's snowing and you're driving. I hate driving in the snow or driving when it's really cold and you have to defrost the windows.
Going back to rain at a specific time, I fully agree. I hate it when I'm going skateboarding and there's a big dirty cloud up and you think it's going to rain, and it does rain and you can't skateboard anymore. But yeah, I'll throw it in there.
I guess you could encompass it really as just saying generally British weather.
Yeah.
Because it's very miserable.
Yeah.
It's changing all the time.
It is.
It
Yeah.
can be super sunny in the morning and then miserable after you've made plans to go somewhere and it starts raining.
Yeah, I agree. We'll throw it in. You throwing it in there?
Yeah, fine.
It's in there, Ryan.
So, just I wonder.
English rain or specific timing of rain is in there. Area 52.
Apparently there are other countries who have just as much rain.
Yeah, true. I know, but I'm not going to travel to those countries.
Yeah. Phil wants somewhere warm, so top 5 are Ethiopia, the Sudan, Mozambique,
Two more.
Eritrea.
Serbia.
Syria is quite warm.
Oh, Syria, that's what I meant. Yeah, Syria.
Hotspot at the minute. Lots going on.
It's true. Yeah.
Interesting.
Party time.
Cheap flights. You just
Cheap
land
flights, yeah.
proper.
Afghanistan's quite warm in parts as well. So
Actually, I don't think it is that warm in Afghanistan.
It's a desert.
I've got one for you this week. Ryan's going to sort of go, what? At this one, because I'm sort of a criminal to this. But noisy eaters in cinemas. And by noisy, it's not really the mouth that irritates me. It's the bags and the crisps. I had a woman yesterday who was quite far away from me. She was with her husband, and honestly, I couldn't hear a thing because she constantly had a hand in a packet of crisps all the time. Wouldn't even take it out. She would literally be moving the top of the crisp to her mouth. So it was just going constantly. Her husband didn't even blink an eye. I had no idea why he didn't tell her to shut up. But she had no idea. She was so intrigued with the film and eating that she was just constantly making noise. And you work in a cinema, Darren.
Yeah.
I want to
hate it.
banish noisy eaters in cinemas. When I have a bag of crisps in a cinema, I either make one very swift noise and grab a bunch full, and at least I'm quiet then. Or I'll quietly tip them out. I'll come up with some way. I'll make the bag open more so my hand can creep in there. I don't just rustle and get one piece of popcorn or one crisp, for instance. I'll rustle and grab a decent handful. So, one, I can eat the film, and two, the rest of the people do. Would you be willing to throw that?
I would go even further and say that crisps as a whole should be outright banned from the cinema, and anybody who takes crisps to the cinema should then be marched to the local town square and hung from the gallows even.
Yeah, I agree.
You agree?
Probably not being hung. That's going a bit too far. I would say a bit of flaying instead. Yeah.
Bit of Chinese water torture.
Yeah, a bit of Chinese water torture.
But not all the way through, like maybe just halfway through the skull.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You throw it in?
Well, yeah, throw it in. One thing I hear is why popcorn goes with films.
Yeah.
One, because eating popcorn is loud. It is.
No.
In the cinema I go to in Lee, they have paper bags for popcorn.
Oh, that's silly. Cardboard boxes are okay.
They're not so bad,
Yeah. Popcorn's not. I wouldn't say popcorn's a super noisy food to eat.
It's not.
A lot of it's quite. It's quite soft, isn't it? It's not really crunchy.
Do you know where they got that from? The old popcorn goes with cinemas.
No, where's it come from?
Because in America,
Yeah.
when the film industry was a bit of a dying law,
Yeah.
there was a cinema in New York.
It's falling asleep here, don't.
There was a cinema in New York who the profits were going downhill. There was a guy outside selling popcorn. People loved it.
That's how it started off.
Yeah.
Right.
People started going to this guy who owned the cinema, saw this and said, "Oh, sell your popcorn in here, we'll make a deal."
All right.
And
And that's where it started.
But he got screwed in that deal.
He probably did get screwed in that deal. I don't know the full story.
Probably. He didn't make no profit from it. And
Got to pay rent at the cinema guy and all sorts.
Yeah, I think it was back in the 1920s or something.
so you're both going to throw noisy eaters in the cinema?
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. It's in there. So that ends our Area 52 for this week's Careless Minds. Next, we're going to the final part of our podcast while we finish off. And it is the Careless Co-Ho quiz. I think
You
we've
call
got
me a hoe?
No, I didn't call you a hoe.
The Careless Co-Ho quiz.
It's the Careless Co-Host quiz. So we've got 10 questions here for you, evolutionary based or survival of the fittest. Who will prevail to win this week's quiz? Darren, are you going to win?
Probably not.
Ryan, how about you?
Maybe.
Are you pretty confident? Yeah? Well, we'll soon find out. Here we go. Question number 1. I'm going to go to Ryan first. Charles Darwin, the father of the evolutionary theory, was born in what year? I've got a multiple choice. 1809, 1821, 1801, or 1799.
I think I will go with 1821.
You're going to go with 1821, Darren. How about you? 1809, 1821, 1801, or 1799?
Something's telling me it's 1821. I'm just thinking back to when you get a £20 note, he's on the back of that.
You're going to go with that one?
Yeah.
I'm afraid you're both wrong. Charles Darwin was actually born in 1809. 0 points for both of you so far. Question 2. Darren, true or false? Humans evolved from chimpanzees.
I don't think it was chimpanzees. I think it was another primate creature.
Primate?
But I'm sure it's not chimpanzees.
So is it true or false that we evolved from a chimpanzee?
I'm going to say false.
Okay. Ryan, how about you?
No, I'm going to go with false as well.
You're both going to go with false. You're both correct. Humans did not evolve from apes, gorillas, or chimps. We are all modern species that have followed different evolutionary paths. So you're both correct there. You both get a point. 1-1. For the next question, Darren, how many pages long is Charles Darwin's The Origin of Species? Is it 430, 290, 502, or 605 pages long?
502.
I'm also going to go with 502.
Yeah.
Okay, what makes you say that?
Because you earlier in the podcast.
At least you've been listening. Yeah, it is. You are correct. It is 502 pages long.
I think the guys who were listening will notice he did say 502. Oh, they're about.
Yeah, I did cock up at a certain point in the podcast. I do remember. Okay. Which of the following, Ryan, are more closely related to one another? Is it tree frogs and snakes, vampire bats and birds, birds and whales, or squids and turtles?
I don't really know what to go for. I guess it's going to be something tricky, otherwise we wouldn't have picked it. Probably not the frogs and the snakes. I don't think bats and birds are that closely related. Aren't bats mammals? I'm gonna go straight out of left field and go with birds and whales.
How about you, Darren?
I want to say vampire bats and birds because they both can fly, but I totally don't get that.
Which one are you going for?
I'm going to say birds and whales because they're both mammals.
Okay, you've locked in your answers. I'm afraid you're both wrong. It's actually vampire bats and birds that are more closely related to the rest.
Yeah, I said that first.
That are more closely related.
You had the chance to grab it by the horns and take the lead, Darren. You messed it up.
Okay, next question. Question 5. Darren, where is Charles Darwin buried? Is he buried at St Paul's Cathedral, in Westminster Abbey, in Trafalgar Square, or underneath the old Pools Pie Cafe that used to be located in Market Street, Wigan?
Well, I know it's not the fourth one.
It's definitely the fourth one. If you've ever been to Pools Pies, there's a picture of a pie with an ape on it, and it says CD on the pie.
CD was he 19?
I'm going to say St Paul's Cathedral. That's just a wild guess, though.
Okay. How about you, Ryan?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to this one either. It's going to be a wild guess. The safe bet would obviously be to go with Darren. There's something pulling me to Westminster Abbey, though. I'm going to risk it and go for Westminster Abbey.
Okay.
It's either that or what Darren said, I think. I don't think it's Trafalgar Square.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm going to risk it. I'm going to play it fast and loose and go for Westminster Abbey.
Okay. Darren, you're incorrect. Ryan, it is Westminster Abbey. Well done. Ryan gets a point. Scores so far are 3 points to Ryan and 2 points to Darren. So, for question 6, Ryan, we are commonly known as Homo sapiens, but which evolutionary stage came before us? Was it Homo erectus, Homo neanderthalensis, Homophobia, or Homo habilis?
I'm not clued up enough on this subject, I don't think. Maybe I need to do some reading afterwards. I know Homo erectus is definitely a thing.
Homophobia is definitely
yeah.
a thing as well.
Oh, I don't know. I'm going to go with Homo erectus.
Okay, just because it sounds rude.
No. It's like upright, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Is it currently upright?
It's always upright.
How about you, Darren?
Well, I'm sure Homo erectus was a different species. Well, same species of human, different race of human. What are they called? They're just different species in it. Yeah, and Neanderthal was one as well, because I think there was 6 different ones. Yeah.
We're Homo sapiens, yeah.
Yeah, we're Homo sapiens.
Phil's also homophobic. So. He's not. I wouldn't have put that on the record. He's not. Well, maybe he is. I don't know. I don't think he is.
That's it's in another Phil theories, that one.
Yeah. Can't wait for that one.
I think Darren might get this now.
I'm going to go with D.
Homo habilis?
Yeah, because we've never heard of that one, so...
Okay. I'm afraid you're both incorrect. We actually evolved from Homo neanderthals, or Neanderthalensis. Okay. Question 7. Darren, birds evolved from dinosaurs. True or false?
True. Definitely true.
Ryan?
Yeah, true.
Okay. You're both correct. It's true. Birds evolved from a group of dinosaurs known as Maniraptor anthropods, which are generally small, meat-eating dinosaurs such as velociraptors, for instance. So you both get a point there. Well done. Question 8. Ryan, which term refers to a species that no longer has any living members? Is it A, moulded, B, extinct, C, fossilised, or D, petrified?
I'm going to go with extinct.
Extinct. Darren, how about you?
I'll go with the same, extinct.
Extinct. Well done. You are both correct. Totally related question here, but question 9. In the fictional Pokemon universe...
Oh, come on.
What does Zubat evolve into?
Batman. I've no clue.
I'm going to go with Batman, Darren. Ryan.
I don't know. I can see the picture of it. It's got a really big mouth.
It has, yeah. I'm just going to circle Darren's point here. He hasn't got it. Just to all our listeners that are on the edge of the seat here, Darren didn't get it with Batman. It's not Batman.
Dang, I don't know. I'm just going to have to pass because I can't make a guess.
You're going to kick yourself when I say the name. The answer was Golbat.
Fudge.
It's obvious now. Isn't it?
See, it's obvious.
So, Darren, you get the opportunity to tie the game, not win it. For the final question, question 10 is going to Ryan first. Humans are said to have first originated in which continent? Was it Asia, Africa, South America, or Europe?
Africa.
Okay. Darren?
I think it's Africa.
Africa. You're both correct.
Yeah, that was a very easy one.
That is the end of our quiz. Ryan, you win with 6 points. Darren, only 5, I'm afraid. Ryan, congratulations, you win for another day. I think you won last one as well, possibly the one before it, maybe. So that ends our Careless Minds podcast for this week. I'd like to thank all our listeners who are listening to this podcast. I would like to thank my co-hosts, Ryan and Darren. Thank you very much for coming once again.
Thank you.
Participating. So tune in next week when we have Darren as our host. Ryan, congratulations on winning both quizzes. We have been Careless Minds, and we will see you all again next week. See you later, everyone.
See ya. Peace.
Adios.